Welcome to another Lee's Corner. Thank you guys for coming back with us again. We got a lot of topics to talk to you guys. I'm back again once again with my co-host Joyce Hobson.
Happy 4th of July to you all. Hope you're having a fabulous holiday.
I'd like to also say to my people out there, happy Juneteenth. If y'all missed it in June, I believe it was June 19th, 1865 or close to that, where black people were actually free. Because y'all know that we were not freed on the 4th of July. That was white people and them being freed from over there in Europe from here. So that's when they declared their independence. But us, it was a little bit later than that. So we have some topics we want to talk to y'all about today. Let me tell you, we're going to start with, I always start by telling you happy Juneteenth for everyone. And like I said, if a lot of you don't understand or know what Juneteenth is, please go look it up and realize that it's not the same as 4th of July. And we all, it's like you say, when you know better, you do better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we all learn new things. And when you learn these new things, we should embrace it, because really, America that would have you embracing everything of theirs and not your own. Because in the history books, they don't show us as celebrating us in there. So I wanted to get that out in the front. So we also going to talk about today, I got some topics. We're going to talk about today, the Trump administration takes away affirmative action, undoes Obama's work, takes away affirmative action for colleges. So now there's no more affirmative action there for colleges, and now they can basically say, hell no, you can't come in here if you want to. But he's holding them to the standard of, people should be judged on their merit, whether they get into this school or whatever. Well, that puts us back into the same place we were back in the 1960s before this was in place. We're also going to talk about people like Permit Patty, Barbecue Becky, Party Paula from South Carolina. We're also going to talk about the black kid who was cutting grass in Ohio, and the police was called on him because some of his hedge clippings when he was cutting the grass went on someone else's yard. Oh, wow. So we're going to get to all this today. Do you have any today?
Yes, mine today is marijuana, anniversary of, I think this is 6-month anniversary of legal marijuana in the state. And I'm also going to talk about health, but I'm digging into the life of Queen Elizabeth, as she is 92 years old. And when I watch my grandmother age, watch my parents age, it just makes you think, what is it about? I mean, surely it's a lifestyle of living, but I just want to share some tips of why Queen Elizabeth is living so well, and she looks so amazing at 92 and is functioning extremely well.
Did you dig into some of her tips?
I dug into some of her Queen Elizabeth's favorites, how she's living, what she's doing, some of her mythologies about eating and living. And so, I just thought it was thought. Every time when I hear the word 92, because my grandfather died at 90, and I'm thinking, Queen is 92. Like, what is it? Now, clearly we know that people with a little bit more money have better resources, better doctors, better everything. But when I looked at Queen's life, I was like, wow, I'm going to make sure I keep my mother and father on point, and any other of my elder relatives that I can share with. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you said your grandfather was 90?
My grandfather passed away at 90.
Now, see, that going to tell you how resilient black people's genes are. Because your grandfather, I don't know if he was a rich man or a poor man or a middle-class man.
He was a...
But when you're dealing with black people, we always normally have less than other people have. So for them to live to 90 is something great, because I'm sure he probably wasn't eating organic everything. And
not at all.
So for our genes to be resilient enough to be able to live to 90, 95, I've heard of some black people living that long, 95, 96, and stuff of that age. White people, I don't really give them much props for, because they're the first ones to. I always tell people two things. Follow white people on two things: money, and being healthy. Because what they want to do, two things. White folks, I'll go back to this. Me and Eric said this a long time ago. Excuse me, Eric, I'll give him the credit. Eric said this a long time ago, and I believe him. White people know three things: money, blood, and numbers. And he's absolutely right about that. If you pay attention to white culture, every movie, every book you see, they want to live forever, and they want to rule the world. That's all they want to do. Look at it. Black people, we always talking about being in harmonization with the earth. We're always talking about believing in Jesus. Yeah. We're talking about just living basic, normal lives. White people, doing what they always been doing. We want to conquer, and we want to live forever. Even in the abstract movies that aren't real. I mean, go look at movies like Twilight. I mean, that was one of my favorite movies. I like Twilight because I like action movies and stuff like that. this girl, I don't know if you've seen Twilight.
I'm not a fave of it.
This girl, this white girl, I love the story the way it was written. We're going to jump on these topics, I promise. This is just a segue. But this white girl was in this town. Actually, it was in California, up north.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of the town. But it was put up there north. And she went to go move with her father and all this kind of stuff. He was in this small town where the Indian reservation was and all this kind of stuff. She grew up with this Indian kid. Her whole life knew him.
Okay.
She met this kid named, I can't think of his name. I can't think of it. Anyway, she met this white boy at school. She thought he was so really cool. He was very pale, though, and he was very mean to her. Come to find out, he's a vampire.
I've seen some of the show.
You know, first she was scared, then she was intrigued. You know, white women love to be intrigued by the bad boy. Well, that's not just white women, that's all women.
All women.
They are intrigued by bad boys.
That's unfortunate.
So here's the thing. Later on in the movie, I'm going to skip ahead. Later on in the movie, she finds out that her best friend, Jacob, who's a Native American, comes from a tribe who transforms into werewolves.
Yes.
Now this is what gets me. Jacob is alive.
Yes,
he may transform into an animal, but he's alive. He's a do-gooder. You know, he's there to chase off the evil elements, like vampires who are living off other people like leeches. Okay? This heifer chooses the vampire over Jacob, who is alive. Let me tell you one line that they said that woman wrote for this book that I thought was so funny. This little white girl was willing to give up her soul. I don't care. I don't want it. I just want you. This heifer, she don't even know what her soul is, but she was willing to give it away for this dude. And that says something, because when it was coming out, it was the biggest thing out. Girls like, oh, Team Jacob, Team such and such, Team Edward. Edward was the white boy. Now, Edward had no physique. He was just pale white with good hair. They love this. White girls and girls love this because they love the element danger. But I don't think people was digging into what this was really about. And that was really about, she was willing to give up her soul for somebody that was dead.
Wow.
He wasn't even alive. But this also tells a story about white people and what they want. This ain't the only one. Go look at all the vampire movies out there.
They're all the
Whites are the ruling class. They live forever. That's their secret. And they rule even beyond the grave. So that's why I say, watch these white people. When they start talking about organic this, organic that, check that shit. Write that down. Okay. What's that new pill y'all taking? Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Nature.
And let me go. Okay. What's that?
The money market got it down to a science.
And check the money market, because they didn't create the system, but they're damn sure making sure the system works for them. So we need to definitely do that. So without further ado, I'm sorry, I just had to give y'all that because y'all needed to hear that. We're gonna jump into, I told y'all about Juneteenth. We're gonna jump into right now, why are white people telling on black folks? It's like you can't get them on anything serious. So now it's about being uncomfortable. I'm gonna let all my insecurities out. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Airbnb when Bob Marley's granddaughter was there. I just saw a commercial on TV the other day that completely embodies what you do with somebody, how you know someone is robbing a house. Okay? I saw a TV commercial. It showed guys with hockey masks and ski masks coming out of a house with TVs under their arms and just like running to the car. That's when you call the police.
Visual.
That's when you say, hey, somebody's stealing over there. Look at that. It's obvious, right? They were coming out with suitcases, putting them into their car, when they didn't speak to a white lady who was across the street who waved.
Wow.
She thought that was odd. So let me call the cops, because obviously they don't. That's another thing too, black folks. If you don't look as if you belong, well, I don't think they belong over here. Yeah. What the fuck do you mean I don't belong? I belong anywhere I want to be. What do you mean I don't belong? And that's why I urge black people. I know you don't like college cops. I know this. And I'm not saying you got to be there when they get there.
Right.
But I will urge you, black folks, do the same thing they do. You see white people and you feel uncomfortable? Hey, this is white dude keep pacing back and forth in front of the bus stop on 6th and Olympic. Y'all might want to come see about him. He up to some shit. For real. Y'all might come. Y'all need to come see him. Right. Yeah, y'all need to come check it. Call it. Nobody's saying you got to be there when they get there. And use a payphone just in case you worry about them tracing your call. And do not call, guys. Do not call 911. When I say call the police, call the police. That is not an emergency. Call 911. White folks get to use that as an emergency. Okay? But us, they're going to find your ass. So you be careful, because that's not an emergency. So let's get on the peppermint patty, or permit patty, excuse me.
Permit patty.
Becky, barbecue Becky. So permit patty was this white woman who said that there was a black girl. She was in her apartment, and she heard this black girl out selling water on the curb.
Okay.
So she said, she yelled down, "Could you please be quiet? I'm trying to do some work. I really am." This is what she says. And then she came down and the black girl's mama caught her trying to hide behind the little building, kneeling behind, trying to call the cops.
Oh,
then
wow.
she said, and she told the black woman she was calling the cops. And then she said, I was never calling the cops. I just wanted to see if she had a permit. Okay, why do you have to have a permit? Why do you have to have a permit to sell some water? If that was a little white boy, Becky Johnson or Mitch Buchanan, who was sitting there with blonde hair and blue eyes, lady, would you like some water? You would take it and be like, oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
I'll get 2 things of water. But when it's a black person, there's always something mysterious or malicious about what they're doing. So you're going to ask for a permit? All of a sudden, you're the law now. You giving out, you know it takes permits to do this. Really?
Right.
And that's what bothered me. Her mother caught her on film, and I'm really glad her mother did. Because then she went to the news and just lied straight. Total different story than what she even said to the woman when she had her on camera.
Wow.
She said, well, actually, because she was so loud and you know, I'm trying to get some work done. Then I came down, then I had to check for a permit. Well, which is it? Was she loud or was she checking for a permit?
Right.
When you're calling the cops or you're not calling the cops? Get your story straight. Okay? Because that's awful. And if that was not enough, and okay, what was the black girl doing? She was trying to sell enough waters to pay for her and her mom to go to a trip to Disney World because her mom promised her a trip and she just lost her job or something of that nature. Now, to wrap up that quick story, we come to find out that, what's her name? Permit Patty lost her job. So you don't have to worry about that no more.
Wow, because of turning her in?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Barbecue Becky, we all remember Barbecue Becky. I'm just bringing her up to put her in the long line of people when the brothers was trying to barbecue up in Oakland, and she gonna call the cops like she know. Oh no, you're not supposed to use coals. You can only use gas. Really? See,
wow.
they try to act like lawyers. See, they try to act like lawyers to pull you off your square, and we're supposed to believe them because they're white. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean.
I think that it's sad. I've seen this kind of activity in action where people are being questioned. The thing is that it should take you back to the purpose behind it, or is it hurting anybody? It's not killing anybody. It's not all the crimes that are out there that people are committing, and you want to attack a person for how they're barbecue, what water you're selling when. People stand on the corner and sell cookies and foolishness all day long. You don't know what their purpose is. It's about you as a person, or if you want to support them or not. So I think it's awful.
Well, yeah,
it sucks.
And the thing is, what kills me about the whole thing is, it's like you're looking for something.
Absolutely.
Like I did something that I guess you can say is illegal. It's a fine worthy, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all. We all family here. I'm gonna tell you. We all family here. Some of y'all probably done it yourself. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I was at a sandwich place. I ain't gonna tell you which ones. Cops watch.
A sandwich.
I was at a sandwich place, and I called in my order. It was lunchtime. I went around, and as usual, whole thing packed. Now there was 3 places to park that were handicapped, and access, shit like that. I looked at it and weighed my options. What's the options of a police officer coming in time? I get there, and I said, you know what? They might be right. There might be a van that rolls up in here that's handicapped, might need this. I said, you know what? Okay. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. Okay, I parked in the spot. So
in the handicap spot.
Right, I parked in the handicap spot. My son was in the car. I was getting out. Now I saw these 2 old white ladies. Right, they was coming out of the place.
Oh my God!
They was walking by me. Hey, sir, how are you? Like, and they saw me get out of the car. Then they made looked at my car like, and then they go look in my car and look around my car. I'm sitting here like,
what are they looking at?
I knew what they were thinking because they saw the sign. They looked at me.
And then they looking at you too.
They didn't look at me. They looked at the car and looked at the sign like, oh, we need to go tell someone. And I was like, okay, these 2 heifers about to catch it from me. If they look at me and say something, because I was standing there.
Really?
I was like 15 feet away.
Oh, wow. Like,
before I turned the curb to go into the store, I was like, so I said, I know, because we know how white folks are. They're going to be the first one to look.
And they calling the tail just as soon as you get in the store. I was waiting for somebody to pull
up that phone. I said, you know what? I'm going to go in here, check on my order, then I'm going to go back out and move my car, because these heifers are sneaky. They like doing that.
Yeah.
So I said, I went inside. Oh, sir, it'll be like maybe 2-3 minutes. Okay, hold down. I ain't got 2 or 3 minutes because these heifers they'll go flag down the cop. Hey, officer. So I said, okay. So by the time I got out, fortunately for me, there was a car space right behind me, opened up. So I went and parked in there. I said, okay, went back in the car. Went back into the place. Got my meal, came back out. Guess what I saw come to the parking lot?
The cops.
Cop rolled to the parking lot.
Wow.
And I said, See, I knew they flagged down or called someone. See, that's how white folk are. Y'all some dirty little bastards. So I'm start doing the same thing to y'all. But I had the foresight to know that this was coming. And I did weigh my options. I was like, okay, $200 ticket.
Yeah.
I can pay that if I need to. I'm going to go in here and check the thing and see if it's ready or whatever. Because I wasn't parking my car across the street and going across 2 lanes of traffic.
Wow.
To
Just
do that.
check on the sandwich.
Right. So yeah, that just goes to show you how little funny their asses can act. And what I say to black people, you need to start being just as funny. Now, South Carolina, they calling her Party Paula.
Wow.
This heifer would have got a beat down. See, everybody always try to show. I love it on Facebook when they try to show.
Party Paula.
I love it when they show on Facebook. They like to show, and even black people, y'all bad for that. Black folks, let me tell you something. Stop showing your own people on Facebook fighting.
I know, it's so
stupid,
ridiculous.
It's dumb, and it's retarded. You're making your own kind look stupid. All right, they make us look bad by white folks anyway. Don't you do it too? It ain't funny.
It ain't
and
cute.
It ain't cute.
It ain't not cute.
So I would go by saying that.
Down.
Right. So by that, I would go by telling you this. We already get a bad rap. Mm-hmm. But I'm really surprised that no one said how cool these black guys were for not reacting to this. But no one said that, of course, because they always want to show us in a negative light. They don't want to show us when we do something positive. Mm-hmm. So they show Party Paula on there, and she's like cussing out these black kids. She's over the community pool.
Okay.
White woman. And you don't belong here. Go back to your kind. And she's actually, the guy's filming her. She's actually slapping him and hitting his hand and hitting him. And lady, what are you doing, lady? And I'm like, wow. And she's making all these insults and disparaging comments about the boy's color and this, that, and the other. And I said, and y'all think all of us are savages and animals? I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have beat her ass. Yeah, at 14 years of age, I would have slugged that heifer. Yes, sir. I would.
She was for the boy was 14.
14 to 15, him and his friends. Mm-hmm. I would have slugged that heifer. Yeah, she'd have been laying out on the cement. Yes, she would have. But that's just me. I'm glad this young man didn't. But I tell you one thing, I would have knocked her out on the ground. And I tell you, that's not the first time either. There was a black dude too. I saw a video on Facebook that was cool because that's what I would have done. Mm-hmm. Just a white woman at a waiting for her ride at a bus stop. Black dude there too. He was sitting there talking. She started calling him disparaging comments, stupid nigga, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
He's talking about how she just lost her job, and he started filming her. And he's like, so say that again, what you said to me? I called you an effing nigger, and you blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. He said, really? He said, okay, look, you can say what you want to, lady, just as long as you put your hands on me. I put my hands on what you want to. We're in South Carolina. I do what I want to. He said, lady, I'm just saying, don't put your hands on me. She put her hands on him, and he beat that heifer to the ground.
Wow.
And I did nothing but laugh. And
where was this at?
South Carolina. And the cops came, didn't do nothing to the brother because he had it on tape. She came over there. He said, boom. I was just a boom. That's all you heard. Phone hit the ground, and you just saw him. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
He picked up the phone, came back. I said, yes, sir.
Oh,
you do your thing. I don't believe in hitting women, but women should know you don't put your hands.
So not nice.
You don't put yourself in a man's position. I don't care who you are. Unless you're ready to throw down, you don't put yourself in a man's position.
That's right, but
every man is not going to sit up there and take shit from you. I'm just telling you. I tell every woman I meet that. Yes, we gentlemen until you get dirty.
Right.
Now, don't put your hands on them. If you can handle them, do your thing.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, don't put yourself in a man's position. Because a lot of y'all think that men are going to be chivalrous or not. Well, you just a woman. Hey, you catch any dude on the wrong day and give him that slap to the face, and you see what happens. You'll catch a double axe handle or an elbow to the throat. Trust me, I'm real about that. But
wow.
Yeah, so Party Paula, she got, and that happened, and then there's some other stuff that happened. The little boy that was cutting the grass in Ohio, mm-hmm. and some of the particulates were going off into another yard, and the white lady called on them about, just stupid stuff, and it's getting ridiculous. It really bothered me because I'm just like, they're picking any little thing now, and you're bringing cops away to come deal about stuff that's not an emergency, taking away from things that they could be doing, like eating donuts, shooting black folks in the back, that kind of stuff.
It's awful. Like, who does that?
I don't know, but what do you think about that lady who chased them off and called them niggas and stuff like that? You don't believe them?
Yeah, I would have handled her ass too. Yeah, I would have handled her ass according to that feeling, like rubbing my ass in the wrong way. I would have so handled her.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Why we
like, on what planet do you think you on? And especially with social media being so popular, you just gotta whip out your shit, get your phone, and you recording everybody.
And that's the thing. That's the thing I do.
Just go run and tell.
That's the thing I would do to save myself. I'll pull out my phone.
You have to.
Get a couple niggas on there. I said, okay, now I turn back to myself. I did that because what I'm gonna do next can't be criminal now. Okay, hold that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm gonna tell you. I don't condone hitting a woman, but I understand how they got to that level. See, especially with her hitting him. I mean, I don't condone a man hitting a woman, but I get it. Sometimes we step outside of the parameters.
That's the part, Joyce, I'm with you because it's almost as if you say, it's okay for a man to hit a woman, then it means you can go. It means you can go and abuse a woman. That's not what I mean.
It's not either way.
I don't mean that. Now, some men will sit up here all day and say, I don't care who you are. It don't matter. A woman hit you, you walk away. Kiss my ass. That's what I'm telling all you men. You ain't a man if you kiss my ass, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been in a situation where a woman make you want to put her down. When they hit you across your face because they know you ain't gonna do nothing. When they knee you in your private parts because they know you ain't gonna do nothing. When they treat you like a straight up punk and put their hands all on your face and all this kind. No.
Wow.
I will put you down. Don't try me. And you know what else I noticed too? Is this in every state, assault on a female?
You said assaulting a female?
Assault on a female. That's a charge.
Right. I think it is.
I don't know if that's just in the, I knew it was in the South, but I didn't know if it was just.
It's pretty broad. Assaulting a female, period.
Yeah, but it's assault on a female to charge.
Yes.
I don't know if that's in every state. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on now. We fought for equal rights. So if this heifer hit me, I can't get assault on a male?
I mean, I think it's once it gets to court and, all the information comes out. But initially, if someone assaults a female...
Because assault is assault.
That's it. But you're going to jail for the violation. Mm-hmm. Now, hence, however...
But you're throwing extra charges, though. See, there's assault.
That's exactly right.
There's assault on a female.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, wait a minute
so
now.
many versions of it.
You're right. They do 2nd degree, 3rd degree, 5th degree. I'm like, come on, man.
Assault to kill. It is.
And I didn't know if that was every state or if it was just like southern states, because I knew they had assault on a female. But I would
have to look that one up, but I would be willing
would make y'all look, to me, that makes y'all look less than if it's assault on a female. Y'all supposed to be equal, right? If we equal, you can take a punch, I can take a punch.
But no, I guess they're saying no, but the physicality of a male versus a female is where the protection lies.
No. If some women be equal, then damn it, you got to be able to take the same thing we take. You can't be willing to say, well, we want to be able to do everything you do and everything else. But
come on now, you have to line the physicality
open the car door. Well, I know. I hear women. I had women, but I worked at IRS. I worked at IRS. I'm sorry. I worked at like
H&R Block.
No, MDI, loading trucks and stuff like that. And there was all kind of women. I can do anything you can do. I don't need no brothers help. I can load truck. I can do that. I'm just as strong as you. Look at my muscles.
Right.
Are you sure?
There are a list. There's a serious percentage of women that feel like they are equal to male. Whether they're girly girls or LGBT, whatever their situation is, some women feel like they truly can stand up to a man. Hence why the military said women can be Marines, women can be combat, on the combat. And some can't. But some of them are not so much as have the body physicality to be so big and so strong. It's about the endurance. Can you get through the same thing that a man can get through? And yes, we can. However, in my opinion, unless you... these days you got women that's pumping weight like a straight up Mandinko, like they she-ro type women. Like the hell with a hero, I'm a she-ro. But I just think that there should be a line drawn with regards to a male assault on a female.
And like I said, I get the idea of that because you don't want to get it to the point to where it's like men can assault women like they have been in the past.
Absolutely. The domestic violence.
The law was that you can put your hands on your woman anytime you want to. Well, excuse me, I'm sorry.
White men
could kill you, take your land from you, whatever they wanted to. And like I said before, that's a white problem. Y'all need to deal with y'all men. But my point was, because I remember I saw a special one time, a TV show on something that happened to a girl where her ex-husband, she put the paperwork out to keep him away from me, and the cops was like laughing, like, yeah, whatever. He came to that heifer's house because she took papers out on him, and he stabbed her 17 times.
That's sad.
And she survived, and he did not go to jail. That's why they started prompting to create, and they named the law after her. That's why they created these laws to enforce
19
protection
stabs. Because you put some papers against
And I agree that shouldn't be the case. I understand that that's what the premise of hitting a woman. But I'm not talking about hitting a woman to beat her down the ground just for being a woman. I'm talking about a woman kicking your ass. And you standing there like... And then people say, well, of course you would do something. No, niggas talking about... No, any man walk away. Kiss my ass.
And
I don't care what you are. You can say what you want to. I ain't running from nobody. Not no woman. Not nobody else. I might hold him, Give him one of them.
Give him one of the more hard shit. A guy can just push you hard and you go flying across. Just based on physicality of the man versus the woman.
Right.
Now, clearly, you got some men that are just as petite and tiny
just as small
as women.
Exactly.
Yes, and so that same rule should. Maybe there should be a body mass comparison in these kinds of situations.
And my thing is to quit trying men.
With regards to it being assault or not, it should have something to do with the body weight.
I just think
the body mass composition.
If we all most people aren't for this. When I say if we all keep our hands to ourselves,
then we won't have any problem. I agree.
But you have this in white culture and black culture. But I'm a black man, so I know about this.
I agree.
I'm a black man, so I know about this. You have some black women who get so upset, who actually feel at that moment, nigga, I can handle you if I need to. And I'm like,
some women do feel like
sweetie,
that.
are you sure?
They feel really
I'm going to break this glass bottle and I'll come at you. Sweetie, are you sure? Because you got to get to that glass bottle first. Are you sure? Wow. And there are some that's just like, they get so angry, they feel like they got the Hulk mentality, like, I can take this, brother.
And they do.
But the thing is, you can't do that. Don't put yourself in a man's position. I'm not saying don't protect yourself if he's hitting you. I'm saying if you mad at him, whatever he's done, if he ain't put his hands on you, whatever he's done that pissed you off so much, why don't you be the one to walk away? Because you're causing detrimental trouble for yourself. That's like fighting with a tiger. You sure you want to unleash this right here? You have no idea what this man's gonna do once you hit him in the nuts or punch him in the face. That can make somebody just snap in a second.
Absolutely.
Like, and especially if you don't see it come. Where you been? Oh. She just and then start caving in your chest.
And that's exactly how the surprise element is what's gotten a lot of women killed.
And we're not talking about no 4 foot. You know, we're not talking about no 4 foot woman that weighs 2 pounds. We're talking about a woman that's your size, 5'9", 5'10",
big, husky,
maybe 135 pounds. She ain't got to be a big woman. 135 pounds, maybe that kind of petite. But she's your size. You know, she can still deliver a good pop to your face.
Yes.
You know, so that stuff catches people off guard. The next thing you know, you be like, I'm sorry, baby, I didn't mean. And now you on the floor. It's a reaction. I mean, don't do it. That's why I say, people just keep your hands to yourselves. And you won't have, everybody keep your hands to yourself. Please don't hit people, because that's just not cool in relationships. Don't do that, and quit trying to punk your men. And for all y'all men out there talking that shit like y'all Brody and y'all trying to impress y'all girls, man, just walk away. Any man would just walk away. Shut the hell up, okay? Until you take one across the face that you're not ready for, or you take a shoe to the jaw or a high heel to the back of the head, I don't want to hear your mouth, okay? Next subject.
Lee, you are hilarious.
I'm just saying.
Fight or flight mode kicks in.
I've been through these things. So I'm just trying to go through. So we're going to run through these topics. We did about 15, 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead. Well, go ahead.
So for me, so today marks the 6th anniversary of legalized marijuana recreationally. And apparently, because of there's only 31 labs across the state. Because it's the marijuana has been legalized, it requires all this testing. Has to go through all this testing. Every dispensary's marijuana that's being put up for sale has to be tested by the FDA or whomever's coming through doing the process. However, it was scheduled to go off in June, this big testing process, but because there's only 31 labs. And there are a ton of dispensaries. There has become this bottleneck system that's keeping that marijuana from being tested. So marijuana dispensaries are, let's just say, $4 million of products is up for being destroyed based on the fact that if your dispensary has not been tested legally, the feds are coming through, swooping down, and they are forcing you to destroy. However, what this means is that because black market always exists.
I was just about to say.
Black market saying, hey, it's cool. You can sell it to me because I'm going to get my sales on.
I am so glad that you said that, because the next thing coming out, hey, you can sell it to the street. And
that's it. And that's what they're saying. They're saying,
I got rid of it all. It's gone.
Who's going to come up short would be the dispensaries who have put so much into standing up their cannibalized, what do you call these little dispensaries? Yeah. And the people that are on medical marijuana, they're going to be coming up short. And so it's really scary for the population, even as much as now our state is causing for, state of California is causing for 1% sales tax for marijuana. But they're saying that they're going to take the income, which will generate another $4 million, and they're going to use that money and put it into the low-income facilities at the low-income neighborhoods, communities, because these communities are a lot more susceptible to have. this is supposed to be according to the state laws.
Yeah.
I mean, they're moving, they're calling and they're asking for, this is up for talk. This is up for conversation.
I'll believe that when I see it. Just like the lottery, wink, wink, was supposed to help schools, they get less than 2% of that lottery money.
Yeah, so there's $4 million up for grab on this 1% sales tax. Not to mention the so-called phony taxes that we pay for everything, and none of the money goes to fixing that, because all the streets I rode down got potholes. So it's bad that the supply and demand is going to be up for grabs. However, they're saying that these dispensaries have been encouraged by maybe black market that you better put all them goods on sale. So there's supposed to be this really big sale for marijuana that has not been tested at a lot of the dispensaries.
I think they already had that. I saw that on TV.
The big sale?
They already had that, because what they were saying was they was trying to get rid of it before that deadline that you were talking about. Yeah, I saw that. And they were talking about, a lot of us tonight we're staying open even later, trying to steal all our product and stuff like that because they don't want to have to destroy it. I said, yeah, most of y'all smart. Y'all ain't stupid. Y'all got some black market guys out here willing to take that off y'all hands.
Black market is all on it. They that's okay.
You know what you said? Black people. East Coast, West Coast, let me tell y'all something. Before these white folks get in here, right now it's federally illegal, but that's going to change really soon. Black folks, get your mad money, get your tin can money that you keep in the little grease jar or whatever. I'm telling you right now, y'all better start investing in some of these dispensaries and weed right now. Get on the ground floor.
I'm about to
talk to some lawyers, because you see the thing is you can't bank with this, okay? You can't do banking in America with it because it's federally illegal. But you understand? So you can't use banks to put your money in here. But I tell you what you do. You go to some offshore places like Turk and Caicos. Put your money over there. Now I know you're saying, Lee, how do we do this? We just regular. Look, get you a couple grand if you got it. Invest in some of these places. Set you up an account for that money to go directly there. That way the feds can't touch it. Feds can't mess with you. And you got your money over here in Turk and Caicos. That way when it come back, it's clean as hell and you straight. So I'm telling y'all, get y'all money up, because these white people gonna come in. The same ones that are banning it. Or the same ones gonna come in here and make a river full of money. The same ones that put all these black folk in jail for weed are the same ones gonna come in here, start changing laws around and say, hey, we want to join in the fun, we want to do this, and all of a sudden it's gonna become federally legal, and they're gonna have to jump on y'all. So I'm telling y'all now, y'all better go ahead and get y'all money invested in some of these weed clinics out here in California. They got some in Seattle, they got some in Colorado. Y'all need to go check out all the places that it has legal. Try to see how you can invest.
Well, they got now that the stock market is growing with cannibalized content, it's just such as everything else that's selling on the market. I heard it on the radio. They were like, good time to invest in marijuana, because. But
I'm just saying, for regular people who don't know, they have to be careful, because they can't put it in banks. Because banks will not deal with, they won't deal with you if you're selling weed, because even these weed dispensaries are not working through banks.
You can invest in cannibalized product through the real market, just as like it's still, because they said that I mean, this is like in comparison to how much. Right. In 2020 in LA, they're requiring all new homes to have solar systems. And so someone is saying, great time to invest in steel, because solar has the steel panels. You need to be able to get in. So cannibalized content will be equally, or cannibalized product, it will be equally up for being able to invest in the market on as well.
I'll tell you one thing about the solar though. That solar thing is really cool to save you money. But that solar stuff to put on your roof, it's so damn expensive, y'all. Even with the discounts the government give you, it's so damn expensive. You can be like, hell with that, I just pay my regular bill. I mean, you gotta pretty much be well off to really afford. I've looked into that stuff, and they don't make it easy. Even with they giving you the discount or the rebates or whatever, it's still a couple $1,000s. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's gonna save you something in the long haul, but you gotta be pretty well off. People that can really use that break, which is middle class or lower, you ain't gonna be able to buy it because it's gonna be too much out of your price range. So the only people that can really save on it is the people that don't need to. More rich people. Come out here in Burbank and you'll see it. A number of rich people got it up there. What's your next?
So my next one was about Queen Elizabeth. I was just kind of thinking about, how is it that some people just take an interest in watching her and on social media, watching her photographs. She's just healthy as a lark. She seemed to have this amazing humor. Every photograph you see her and her new daughter, what is it? Daughter-in-law, granddaughter-in-law, granddaughter.
Which one? Oh, the new chick.
The Princess Meghan Markle. Yeah. But needless to say, it
her daughter. No, it's not her daughter.
No, it's her It's her. I don't know what what are they called?
She's a princess.
She's one of the duchess. But
Oh yeah, she's a duchess now.
Queen Elizabeth, some of her pet peeves are that she eats 4 light meals a day, as opposed to some people eating 3 large meals a day. She eats 4 light meals a day. She said she does indulge in her favorites, such as myself. She reminded me a lot of myself. I mean, watching her diet, I was like, we have something in common, Queen. She partakes in her favorite, which is slices of a chocolate cake. Chocolate biscuit cake is what they call it.
So y'all always make something nasty.
She does prefer milk chocolate, and she loves her milk chocolate or white chocolate. She's not a favorite of dark chocolate, even though dark chocolate is supposed to help with the diseases, reducing the strokes. She doesn't eat. She eat milk chocolate and white chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate helps you.
She's saying indulge.
We know dark chocolate helps too. But
it does.
Milk chocolate is good. Any kind of chocolate is good for you.
It's good for you, but the dark chocolate is more healthy.
It is better.
She's just saying, hey, I'm indulging in my favorite.
And I agree.
And then she says she don't live to eat. She eat to live. A lot of people live to eat. They all on a hunt about getting it in. What I gotta eat. I love food. She loves her animals. She has horses and her dogs. She takes a lot of time with them, and she kind of contributes her animals that helps her stay nice and healthy. She loves smoked salmon. For lunch, for dinner she engages in like fish, or for dinner she eats lamb. Really healthy meat, because we all know that fish and salmon gives you your omega-3s, so I mean that's quite good for you. But taking it from what it sounds like, she loves her Earl Grey tea. No sugar, no milks, no creams. I said, that's what's up, Queen. And
have you had Earl Grey?
I do like Earl Grey. I do like Earl Grey. I think it's pretty good.
I learned Earl Grey back in the day when I used to watch Star Trek. And he was Earl Grey hot, and I'm like, I need to taste some Earl Grey. Let me taste some Earl Grey. I got some. It's okay. I mean, I do like tea, but the Earl Grey. I'm more of a green tea type of person. I'm not that Earl Grey. Just didn't do nothing for me really.
So Queen loves her fish and her veggies. She takes in lamb, and she loves roast beef and salmon. But her methodology is that food is supposed to fuel your body. It's not supposed to reduce your energy. And so many people eat to be just so full that they done for the day. The itis kicks in, as the black folk call it.
And I will say,
I got the itis.
And I will say this though. Even though I love what she's doing, everybody, the one thing that Queen has is something
of course
most people don't, and that's they trying to keep this health alive. So everything she got is you best believe is first rate. It ain't no everything is top of the line.
Absolutely,
which is stuff that,
she's the queen.
Which is we can't afford.
But here's
not saying that we can't eat that way, but they make it very hard for us in America to eat that way. People who are middle class and poor, it makes it really hard for you to eat that way. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's hard to eat that way, especially when you have a family. And they make it so easy. Put the McDonald's on every corner and this, that, and the other. You running late, got to take the kids here or there. Oh, they got to go to practice, but they need to eat. Do you have any apples on you? No. Damn, well, let's go to McDonald's and get them a meal. And, there's substitutions that you can put in there, but,
Now, speaking of the substitution, she is a seasonal eater. She eats strawberries when the season is right, but she don't eat certain things out of season. Because it's known that if you're buying and eating particular foods out of season, that means it has to travel more miles, have more stuff to keep it, ripe and ready and packaged properly. So she don't eat foods out of season, which is great.
And technically, to be honest, I saw this on the History Channel. That actually started in Africa. There are many tribes in Africa that practice that same thing, and that's
not eating out of season.
And that's because that's what Christmas. What's the Christmas for black folks?
Happy Hanukkah? Kwanzaa, okay.
When they started Kwanzaa, that's what the same thing. It was about eating the fruits of the season.
Yes.
And they were all about, that's how our ancestors did. They ate the foods that were available at the time.
Like fish.
If it was at the time, it was like fruits and vegetables and stuff they could find at the time. Cool. If it was more bison and stuff that were coming through the valley at the time, that's what they ate. So they ate fruits of the harvest of the season. Every time the seasons would change, they would eat that particular food, which is probably why, it's one of the reasons why black people have so much heart disease and stuff like that, because we come to find out that most of the people that survived the slave trip had a higher fat content, which means they were more likely to have high blood pressure.
Yes.
So that's why we have to, sometimes it's in our DNA, we have to try harder than white people to eat correctly and keep our blood pressure levels the right way, because in Africa, we ate the right foods. We knew what to eat. Over here, this ain't our land. We don't, we can't,
But here's the thing, though. One of her biggest pet peeves is portion control, which is, my thing as well. Portions versus, even when you think about going to a restaurant, some of these places, the plates are like big enough to feed the freaking family. And the more that's in your face, the more you're going to try to eat. And it's bad things, but she does not do any starches. She stayed clean away from starches, potatoes, and things of that nature. So she's very conscious. But did you know that she is the oldest head of state in the world?
She's a damn vampire.
The oldest head of state and the most healthiest in the world. That's amazing.
Not really.
It is.
Not really.
She's the queen.
When you look at who she is,
of course she has the best doctors, the best chefs. She eat the best food.
And they say in the world. Not really sure.
I would just say.
Because I'm like
cliched.
I'm like, if you go to Africa now, they got some people that's just as exalted over there, and that is old and been living forever. Because they got the roots and everything over there that we miss over here.
Let's just say cliche to be one of the oldest head of states.
But she ought to be ashamed of herself. She should share more of her. She should share some of her medical attention with everybody. What kind of pills you taking, Miss Queen? What kind of things they giving you that's special? I know it's something.
I don't think. Well, surely there's something, but I don't believe that she's on a lot. Based on what I've read, it doesn't sound like she's on a lot of.
Like for instance, when you went to the doctor, when you had your kids, did you have epidural or?
I had 2 of my kids naturally, and I had no. I've never had an epidural with any of my kids.
Go ahead, Miss Army. Is it Army? Okay.
It is Army. It wasn't easy, but none of my kids.
She powered through it. I said no.
It was painful, but I never got to the hospital in time to have an epidural, so I never had one. I did have a C-section, but that's not an epidural process.
Right.
The other 2 kids were natural birth, no epidural, and then one was a C-section. So the reason
why I asked that was because people lie to you all the time. Like you go to places like, man, let me get some of that good stuff. I'm like, we're giving you the best we have. No, stop it. Because every time you turn on the news, you find out, Angelina Jolie got the special gift package.
Oh yeah, they always get the best stuff.
So if my insurance was more, I get the Angelina Jolie treatment. See, they lie to you, America. They lie to you all the time and try to tell you, we're giving you the good stuff. But no, they're giving you that regular ass epidural, and you gotta watch them. But my pockets go deep too. I'm telling you, when I went to the dentist, and I actually wrote on the form, filmmaker, you should have seen, and they saw my insurance. You should have seen the treatment I got. So yeah, the dude actually said, yeah, this is the good Novocaine right here. This is the good stuff,
Oh wow.
I'm like, the good stuff. Now, I had been to many doctors. I never really felt pain.
Right.
But this shit locked my whole jaw up. I couldn't feel a damn thing. I was like, that is the good stuff. Usually, you could feel them in your jaw working around a little bit. Not painful, but you could just feel pressure, right?
There is a
whole jaw locked up. I didn't feel a thing. This is great. He said, yeah, if you was going to feel pain, you'd be feeling it now. I said, no, not a thing. Filmmaker. See? Watch y'all people. Watch it.
It's
Go
sad.
in and be important, y'all. Because they be... And have a PPO.
You have
a PPO. Have a PPO, guys.
You have to
let the HMO go. Let the HMO go, please. Because when they look at HMO, then... your coverage. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you this plan. But when you go in the PPO, they're like they start smiling all of a sudden. Oh, he has coverage. He got plenty of coverage.
Oh, yeah.
They love to hear that stuff.
They do.
But my last thing I gotta cover, guys, Trump administration. I'm gonna make this quick. Trump administration has reversed Obama's stuff that he put on for affirmative action for colleges. This is what allows everybody know what affirmative action is. It actually helps more black and Asians and everyone else to get in. It should be black, but you know how black folk are. We let everybody be inclusive. Stupid. But anyway, we let everybody in to make sure these colleges can't pick and choose over minorities to get into colleges. Now, the Trump administration has said that they are doing this because they want to allow these colleges to let people in on a merit-based system instead of the color of their skin.
Wow.
Well, we did this. We tried this. Remember before? That's why we had to come out with historically black colleges, because you wouldn't accept us. Here's a little history lesson for you guys. All you people that love Harvard, Duke University, Yale. Guess what? I found it, and you probably already knew.
Wow.
The same racial element that kept you down in slavery was the same racial element that created these schools to teach their young ones when they grew up how to keep you down again. So all these young kids that went to schools in 1876, 1974, and 1855, all those schools from Yale to Harvard, yeah, their parents were slave owners. Yeah, landowners and slave owners. They created Harvard and Yale so they could teach their children how to produce and continue the system that they started. So, learn something new every day. Some of you might have learned it, but I like education.
It's crazy.
What do you think this new policy is going to do?
It's going to create lots of friction in the... It's just going to make it really, really, really tough for incoming students. Some won't make it. If you got to say, I only get to come in based on my merit, so many, that counts out 50% of the people that could get in just the lowest criteria schools. The people that are being taught in the inner city, the ones that are not under these great programs, they're definitely falling short. I mean, even right now, the news that you hear about the millennials, they talked about how the and I'm just talking about this is a whole new generation, but they're saying millennials don't have a savings. Most millennials live at home with their parents. Most millennials barely make an ends meet, don't have a savings plan, don't have non-educated. So if the millennials have chosen, but at first they were saying millennials are more about the business concept of life as opposed to like most of us are, we're traditional. I'm a traditional. I go to college, you go to high school, you go to college, you get a job, you work for the state, you go through the traditional means of bringing up a family and doing the process as opposed to the entrepreneurial, what most of you say the white folks usually choose to do. There are a lot of successful entrepreneurs that are early 20s, but guess what? Their grandmama died or somebody died, a great uncle died and left all the money that had invested in everything, left the business, left the state. And so you got something to build on. You don't have to go that route, but you are a business person. Right. So this is going to really trump that process. So I see a lot of crime coming forward.
And you said two things that I had told before.
Lots of crime.
I said once you hold minorities out from these schools, you open yourself to more crime. Number two, though,
crime.
The second good thing about this, though, is it will increase the enrollment for HBCUs.
Absolutely.
And that's a good thing, because now we will get the cream of the crop. We will get the cream of the crop that you turn away.
Basically.
So that's great. And minorities made this country. And that's why they're trying to get rid of us now. I mean,
and that's fine.
That's the whole situation right there. We made this country.
Me personally, I believe, I know there's a lot of schools. I almost fell prey of just getting if I had went with my mother's plan, I would have been in the best school based on my education, my grades. And my GPA, my merit at the time. I was like, I don't want to go to those schools because I got good grades. I wanted to go be with my people. So I chose to go to Lincoln University. It was a good university, but it was a small school. But I still say that students that are unafforded the opportunity to go to a HBCU when you are that of culture, and or maybe you should be able to get to experience some of the things that your parents, because then it allows you to see the structure and what it has to offer. I think like for my own kids, my oldest son, of course, he has a bachelor's degree, but my son does, he has an associate's. I just think when you don't get the opportunity to go to a 4-year institution, HBC preferably, if you're black and you call yourself I'm my people type, you miss out on the other stuff. Now clearly go to graduate school at the cultural diverse school. You don't have to do HBCU for your graduate program, but you just need that clinical. It's a clinical thing to me. It's a mental thing. It feeds your soul. It helps you to understand where your history come from. So with them getting rid of affirmative action, yay for the HBCUs, because the enrollments will increase, and many of them struggle with enrollment for the blacks. Now, if they're in a small community, they still have predominantly blacks on campus, but the school overall is predominantly white. You know what I mean? Even though the HBCUs have the night side life is black, but the daytime life is mixed and predominantly
From
Caucasian.
what I've heard, Phil, from a lot of people at HBCUs, especially in the South, a lot of the HBCUs have had a serious uptick from white people, white kids and Asians who have been going to the schools because they started to realize a lot of the HBCUs are very much, unlike what people think, they are very accredited schools.
Oh, amazingly.
Some of the best go to these schools, and they're starting to realize that it's not just the Harvards and the Dukes of the world and the Yales, that, A&T University, UNC Central, Grambling University, Howard University, just to name a few. I don't know about Alabama, Mississippi State. I'm not from down there, but I know about the Carolina schools and all those kind of places. UNC Central, A&T. Those schools are great schools and they're very accredited schools, and people starting to realize that, and you start to see an influx. Well, within the last 10, 15 years, I have seen it's been a serious influx, and white kids are starting to realize, especially the poor trash and the middle class poor whites are starting to realize they can get tons of money going to these black schools.
Absolutely.
So if I can take that money, I ain't got to live with you darkies. I can live off campus and just come to school with y'all.
And that's exactly what a lot of them do. They do. They get that because their grades.
And I don't blame them.
Some of the cultures, especially Asian, based on how you were white, if you were raised, if you're Caucasian, these guys have extensive education. Koreans, Chinese, even Africans, the guys are smart as a whip, and they coming into the schools getting all of the benefits because they qualify, and they're getting that full ride as opposed to them going somewhere else and having to come out of pocket.
Right.
So they're learning that the credibility and their educational credibility is really able to help them in the long haul financially to cut a lot of the costs. Most end up with no costs. Yeah. Unfortunately, us and our people, we're not there yet. I'd like to see us get better. I'm so sorry.
I really do.
I'd like to see us get better. Help us.
That is going to end our show, guys, for the day. Have a fun 4th of July.
Yes. Thanks for telling them 4th of July, Lee, because he said early Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
We had our moment for
Celebrate your Juneteenth.
But today
is White People July 4th.
Absolutely. And all the way from Hollywood.
I'm not celebrating July 4th because it's not I wasn't free. I'm not celebrating their month. I'm celebrating their month.
Everybody else in the world.
I'm glad we're off. I'm glad all y'all black people's off. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All y'all, they got to work today. I'm with y'all in spirit with that, but I ain't celebrating no July 4th. The spirit of it is corrupt. But go cook some barbecue and
thank your veterans for making your life free.
We're going to talk about veterans.
Oh my gosh, but I heard about today someone was saying how, I'm there with regards to the fireworks, and some guy was making signs, be conscious, be cognizant of your neighbors, especially veterans, because I was in my house last night and I was like, I heard a firecracker. I thought I was going to jump out the back of the patio because it
caught PTSD?
PTSD. It catch you by mere
I don't need to laugh. That's wrong. I get it.
You're so silly. But yeah, they're saying based on PTSD.
You don't think about that though.
They don't. And these signs, whoever this person is, he made all these signs and he did not have enough to cover the people to say, be cognizant. But hear this one though, and this was one I did mean to bring up today. Well, let's just say not just today, but here in California, there has been $150,000 worth of fireworks that was confiscated.
I was mad about that.
Illegal fireworks that had been confiscated in LA.
I know, I was mad
because that ain't mad.
I was mad.
Where I live, that's like every other boom, boom. Really, can we get some rest around this place?
I was mad because I am from the East Coast.
150,000
fireworks, and we can't even set them off right here. So yeah, if they got some bootleg fireworks, I want some bottle rockets.
You can set them off. You have to be in an ordinance code area to do so.
Yeah, if they don't let you do those little sparklers, they don't let you shoot off the real big ones.
But they do the shit.
But
they've been doing fireworks since Juneteenth or sooner. I would say since. Yeah, yes.
Where you staying?
I still in Hollywood.
Oh, you in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Well, it's different in Hollywood.
Well, in Hollywood, they've been firing off fireworks.
Well, they happy.
Since, I'm telling you, before June 1st, they started. I'm like, really, what's happening here?
There you go.
And so we will suffer. And even some of the shelters, the animal shelters, are asking people to come and adopt pets just so they can take in the influx of pets that will have run away from today.
Wow.
And that they will pick up on the streets for the rest of this upcoming weeks, because a lot of animals run away from home during the fireworks because the pets get away, bust out the door trying to find shelter. And they're saying, please come adopt a few of the animals. And they're only asking for short-term adoptions.
I'm not adopting no used pets. No. No, I'm not.
You're so wrong.
I'm not. You know how damaged they are. I'm
so
not
silly.
talking no used vets.
They're like, can't you just clear up a little bit
What was
of
wrong
our...
with him? Oh, he just had a little problem. He killed he killed his owner, but he's all right now. He's fine. I mean, he just had a little brain glitch, but he's fine. Take him home to your children.
you're
No,
so
thank you. I'm
funny.
sorry. I can't do that.
Lee, you are
It's something else.
something.
Guys, thank you very much, and please feel free. Oh, don't forget, guys, I'm relaunching Cop Killer. No, I ain't switch it up, but yeah, I'm putting it back out there. We're gonna start advertising for Cop Killer again. We got it in some film festivals, but I'm gonna put it back out here for y'all. We're doing a whole new advertising campaign. Cop Killer will be back out. P.S. No worries, we are in post with that. We're working on that right now, trying to get that horror movie ready for you guys. Don't forget, what might have been Cop Killer still on the website, www.phoenix22rising.com. Check it out when you get a minute, people. Please, thank you very much.
Joyce Hobson Fit Coach, simplesite.com if you want to keep it all together like me and Queen, for the sisters that were born in the